Means, and I'm from AMLB. Today we are going to do a project on 501, which was the to-do list. And this is the code that has been taken from the project 501, and they given the questions to answer. In that, the first question was, what is closure in JavaScript? A closure function remembers the variables from its surrounding scope. It takes the variables from its surrounding scope. That means it takes the variables from its function and it finished the scope with the execution. And it was very useful function in the real world for the data hiding and encapsulation. And the next question was, and the next question is, what is callback function? A callback function is a function that was passed in an argument to the another function to be executed later. That means it executes later that function. Once you are done with this task, call me and it can do in the next step. And step-by-step approach of the callback function, it takes one argument as callback and it callback that function and it executes and it fetches the output. And there are so many uses from this callback function. By using this approach to do something after a task finishes, like fetching of data from a server, then it processes it. It was a use of the callback function. The main use was to call back the function which was written outside the function. Next, what is promise? A promise in a JavaScript is like a guarantee for the future. It promises to do something. So it has two tasks. The first one is resolved. Resolve uses then function. If the task was succeeded, it resolves the function. And the second one was the rejected. Rejected means if the task failed to complete the execution, then it rejected. And the function that has been used in the rejected was the catch function. And the main use of the promises was to improvement reliability and handles errors gracefully. And the next question was, what is async and await? Async and await are the important function that was used in the JavaScript. Instead of that we use then and catch by the promise, here we use async and await. Async function declares a function in an asynchronous function. It creates a promise and await is the keyword of that. After logging into the result, it call back the fetched data and it was being used. And the next question and the next was await function. Await function is similar to the before one, but it simplifies the asynchronous code and it is easier to read. And it is very easy to use these functions and this is our code for the to-do list. Here we declare so many variables for within the function and we uses the whatever the functions has been said before we has been used in this code. So to run this code, let's run this code, and this is the terminal. Node space index is our file name. Once we completed the command, it shows overdue due today, and this has been the code that has been taken from the 501 project. To-do list is our project, and if there is an X mark in the output, that means it has been completed the task. If there is no X mark, the, the task isn't completed. See, parent has been completed, but the electric bill was overdue. So this is the final output of our task. Let me expand the output. Okay, this is our output. And the next was, there are few methods that has been used in the code. The first one is the add method. The add method is used to add a new task to the to-do list that has been used in the code. And the next one was mark as completed. Generally the mark as completed mean that if the task is completed, it shows the mark as completed. If it's not, it wasn't completed by the user. And the overdue means the date of the user has been completed so that he could not complete the task within the date. For that we use overdue, due today and due later. To display the list, finally to display the list method that taken in the list tasks and return them in the formatted string. and it uses checkbox. Checkbox means this is the checkbox that has been used. If there is an into or x mark in that checkbox, means it was completed. It is bookable. If it not completed, it was a failed task. So this is the final of our project overview, and this is the code. This is the code that has been used. Here the submit date, parent and service vehicle file task, pay electrical bills are the variables that we used, and we created due date completed methods in it to displayable list. Here we use to displayable list overdue and due today, mark as completed, add. So by using these functions, we created a to-do list. So this is our fine. So this is the project that has been assigned in the 501. Thank you.